There are times when you might want to update values in a worksheet without writing formulas. In the data in columns B through F, imagine these were sent to you, and someone had calculated these. We don't know how necessarily, but they appear to be incorrect. And you've gotten some of the numbers back, and you realize you want to make them bigger by 5. Now, one technique, of course, would be essentially a shadow set of formulas down here that would take all those amounts and increment them by 5 and then do a copy-paste special and some other technique. But we can do this much, much faster simply by adding 5 to all of the cells without formulas. Pick a nearby cell, put in a value that eventually we'll get rid of. I'll put in a 5 right here. This is the incremental value. We're going to copy this, perhaps Control-C, right-click copy. Either way, select the data that we want to change, and then go to Paste Special. And you can get there with a keystroke shortcut, Control-Alt-V, as in victory. And then we'll simply add. Now keep your eye on a couple of the numbers. The 33 is about to become a 38. The 40 is about to become a 45, and so on. We've copied the 5. We're now going to add 5 to all of these numbers. They're all bigger by 5. And we don't need the 5 anymore. We can go to that cell and simply delete it. We have no formulas here. You could say no paper trail. We simply changed all of the values by 5. A different scenario over in columns I through M. Maybe these represent last year's totals, and you'd like to project this year's totals as being 10% bigger. And so if you were doing the math, you'd say, well, we need to multiply all of these by 1.1. You probably can't do too many of these in your head, but the 40s will become 44s. The 30s should become 33s if they go up by 10%. So as in the previous example, just pick an empty cell nearby, put in 1.1. This is our multiplying factor. We'll copy this, Control-C or right-click copy. Select the data that we want to change, right-click Paste Special or Control-Alt-V. And here, the operation is multiply. We'll click OK. Now, we probably would want to see the decimals here because most of those numbers are not even. So a quick fix here. From the Home tab, use the comma button. And we probably don't need 2 decimals, so we'll simply decrease that by 1. And so the 30s have become 33s, the 40s become 44s. And of course, all the others have been adjusted too. They are all 10% bigger than they had been. And as in our previous example, no formulas here. We simply have new numbers. We've got different results, and we don't need the 1.1 anymore. 2 quick ways of changing values without writing formulas.